While some people have never been to the gym, many of them do not miss a single football match. So a true sports fan does not necessarily have attractive shapes. A good sense of humor is much more important than a six-pack. Besides, laughter is good for health like sports. Our today's video contains the funniest moments in sports, which will be appreciated by professional athletes, amateurs, and even the most demanding viewers who spend the majority of their time on the sofa. The player managed to make an incredible run across the field while effectively bypassing all his opponents.
Makes the first guy miss here, and he's going to make 9 other guys miss here. Just flailing away at number 84, but I don't know why Brown thought he had to do that.
Just look at his reaction. The guy didn't even flinch when a member of the other team tried to fake a pass right in his face. After an impressive penalty, the striker decided to mock the losing goalkeeper in a rather unusual style. It seems the footballer forgot the rules of the game while deciding to eliminate an opponent in such a brazen way. As they say, winners shall not be judged, even if they allow themselves to behave a bit weirdly. And this is the case when you really wanted to walk beautifully with a cup in your hands, but something went wrong. The kid clearly did not expect to get the ball in the face during the game, but he was right in the line of fire. To be honest, she has a pretty good source of motivation for doing sports in the evenings. The main thing is not to overdo exercises. The outburst of this boxer on the battlefield was evidence of his strength or complete disrespect for his opponent. What do you think? The Swedish athlete certainly did not expect that her jump would be so unsuccessful and, at the same time, painful.
And you never want to see anything like that. Obviously, guys, pole vault's the only sport, the only event in track and field. Your life is in your...
That's what happens when you lose your vigilance and concentration. The girl's spectacular somersaults ended with an equally spectacular landing, and if someone forgets about this jump, her back will hurt for more than one day. When you really wanted to get a triumph after performing a difficult exercise, but you only got a banal concussion. You should never relax ahead of time. Otherwise, you can lose your victory like this tennis player because of your stupid mistake. Fearlessness on the verge of absolute stupidity. This is the only way I can describe the participants of the cycling race who violated the main safety rule for the sake of their potential victory. This is what a clean victory looks like by using only masterfully honed movements. At the World Motorcycle Racing Championship, an Italian athlete decided to squeeze an opponent off the track while forcing his iron horse to slow down right on the move. The award ceremony gradually turned into a contest of wet t-shirts. The guys decided that it would be a more spectacular sight. Extreme attentiveness is the key to a successful game, but this girl was not ready to take the pitch, so she was punished. If you want to win and always be the first, then be ready to make the last leap, even if it seems that everything is lost.
Arms once and then twice, and that's what cost Lu Zhang the world title here in...
The team in white so easily and quickly beats the opponents that it becomes not interesting to watch such an obvious game. After crossing the finish line, you can rest on the ground. This fight is more like a parody than a serious contest. It always surprises me how such a small, fragile, and gentile girl can have so much strength and energy. Not every man will be able to lift such a weight. You don't have to have a weapon to win in a battle. Sometimes only dexterity is enough, but in this case, it seems that the fight is staged. Not only was this athlete unable to pass the baton, but she also knocked out her opponent from the competition. And in this case, it was successful, but it was not as easy as they would like. You will agree that it looks quite epic. Margot Chevier failed to show a first-class result on the first attempt. However, nothing is over yet, and she will still show her best to the competitors. It seemed that the athlete had calculated everything down to the smallest detail, but something went wrong and he failed. Here is an illustration of how the most promising approach becomes the most disastrous. Life can be different. Everything can change in a matter of seconds. The synchronicity of the girls is just astonishing. As we all know, a talented person is talented in everything. And this tennis player can not only hit the ball with a racket, but also do a first-class massage. Initially, the athlete made a mistake and jumped under the crossbar and not over it. Over time, the girl managed to get together and show a more worthy result. Not the most confident start was crowned with a grandiose result. That's what happens in our life.
Sure, that's... Well, it's refreshing, and I'm pretty sure there's towels out there, so it should be fine.
I can say that it was impossible to think of a better place to store a bottle of water. I don't even know how to tell her that she chose the wrong time to sort things out with her shoes. Perhaps there can't be an even more spectacular wet fail, and most importantly, it happened at a very bad time. Sometimes the most important things happen very unexpectedly. I want to confess that the pole vault was performed by this beauty almost perfectly, but the most important thing is that the athlete herself is happy with her result. The girl in the blue suit certainly needs some modesty and shyness, and, she clearly loves attention. Unfortunately, not every attempt to conquer your own peak ends in success. I'm sure none of you would have thought that from such a distance, a golf ball can fly strictly into the hole, which is also located at the other end of the lake. It turns out that even in tennis, you need to have good physical shape because you may not guess when you will have to do the splits during the tournament.
Full splits.
But in order to perform even the smallest trick in figure skating, years of preparation are needed. And as we can see, this couple on the ice prepared well for the competition. Sometimes you wonder how people even think of performing such extremely dangerous tricks. And this is the case when you haven't even started performing yet, but have already been remembered by the audience thanks to your extraordinary appearance. And while someone is achieving significant success on different sports grounds, others are showing their superpowers with a cue in their hands at a billiard table. When you are a true goalkeeper. The girl took off her shoes from her foot in such a way as if she had forgotten that she was at the stadium and not at home. When you have achieved your goal, you can always dance a little.
Again, that looks as though it's over 14 metres. A little wiggle of the bum.
That was an excellent jump.
And the reaction of this athlete after the jump is really strange. You even start thinking, is she all right? It is quite difficult for some to understand how girls can fight in the ring, but as we can see, gender does not affect the strength and accuracy of blows at all. You are not yourself when you are fully involved in the game. Trying to circle the opponent around the ball is not an easy task, but the girl in the yellow suit coped with the task perfectly. Every person has their own way of finding a proper mood. When you are very eager to win, there is always that tiny chance that something could go wrong. This athlete decided that it was time to freshen up right during the race, and she also decided not to wait at all. In big sports, things don't always work out the way you want. In the following video, you can see an extremely unfortunate fall of a figure skater, which led to profoundly serious problems. That's certainly an unexpected gesture from a boxer. It seems that this young athlete has chosen the wrong hobby. He should become an actor, and then getting an Oscar is just a matter of months. So, what else can happen during the game? I just want to give this cute girl a soft mattress before she falls down. It's hard to see her cute face rubbing the floor so hard. When you're live, not everything goes according to plan, so it's important not to lose confidence.
Oh, wow. That is...
And this is another unsuccessful attempt at a long jump. With such a start and a run-up, what did the athlete expect at all? And this guy in uniform is clearly overheated. Why? He decided to give his lower parts a contrast shower during the instructions of the team coach. And this pole vault was originally destined to fail. A cake can fly into your face not only when you're celebrating a birthday at home. Sometimes such a sweet surprise can come to you even live if you're shooting a sports report on such a significant day.
Yep. Tasty stuff. And tasty stuff out.
The very case when the trouble appeared out of nowhere. And this jump into the water turned out to be extremely epic, or to be more precise, it did not work out at all. The sudden surprise in the eyes of this athlete only causes a sincere smile.
Say to your mum and your sister for now.
Not only did this racer significantly spoil the race for another athlete, but he also decided to fight driving away his stress. This lady practically used her own head to score a goal, but it was her own goal. The girl was so diligently preparing for the responsible stroke in golf, but as we can see, pure luck helped her. And these guys tried to deal with nature in vain. And here we have a unique combination of cool moments. Not only do such tricks on the water delight absolutely anyone, but also the performer is incredibly cool. It seems that she started this whole idea by running just to show off on camera. When you really want to stand out. Not all jumps can end safely, and most importantly, after such a fall, it's better not to end up in a hospital. And again, everything did not work out for the athlete. True professionals always do their job perfectly. Pole vaulting is a difficult discipline of the athletics program in which the athlete must be grouped and coordinated as much as possible. The tiniest mistake can lead to complete failure. Everything seemed to be fine at the very beginning, but the result clearly did not please the girl. During the acceleration, this guy understood that the jump would not be successful. Apparently, that's why he decided to land very effectively, and certainly not like everyone else. Sports are sports, but I want to say the following thing to this athlete: well, you're a girl. If something went wrong, the main thing is not to get lost and take the situation in your own hands. What else can I add? The girl found just the perfect angle for her super accurate shot. If someone had told me that a fragile girl was capable of such a thing, I would have never believed it, but the evidence is right in front of us. She clearly wanted to be remembered by the fans on the podium, and I must admit, she did it well. The volleyball team was very lucky to have such a savvy and fearless player. As a result, victory is in their pocket. When you want to finish first more than anything else in the world, nothing can stop you. Some sports are so amazing that it is simply impossible to take your eyes off of the performance of real professionals. And this is an unexpected turn of events. When she tried very hard to set a new record, the barbell turned out to be stronger. The boy did not calculate the trajectory of his flight, and he was not the only one who suffered from rash actions. And now, we can see the perfect jump of a pretty athlete in the rain. But who would know that she would have such a refreshing landing?
Oh. Whoa, that's like a shower.
Sometimes your way of winning doesn't matter, unless, of course, the rest of the rules were violated.
Beautifully worked, fantastically finished, and Ellen White.
This athlete is very clearly pleased with himself, judging by his reaction. And again, we have an impressive trick from a real professional. If you want to save on a gym membership just like this girl, then first think if you're ready to repeat her fall. Ugh, it even hurts to look at this, and I certainly don't want to imagine what a player felt when hitting a basketball with such a sensitive area. When something went wrong, the main thing is to make a surprised face and show an innocent smile on your face. There is a small child in each of us who only needs to remember his childhood. Apparently, this guy was not supporting another fighter. No one has ever congratulated the winner so disdainfully, but this athlete reacted with dignity. The volleyball player could not hit the ball and just waved her hand very upset. Just take a look. One random movement made as a result of her emotions, and her partner will have to go to the doctor. The belly of the goalkeeper prevented the ball from flying perfectly into the goal. Unexpectedly for everyone, the ball bounced off her body and the goal was not scored. So this is what real fights without rules look like. In this case, I'm ready to do sports right now. The cheerleader decided to surprise the audience with a double flip, but as you can see, something went wrong. Even being rivals in cycling is not an obstacle to real love, and it's not so sad when you are kissed before that. It's the fear of my childhood. I was afraid of getting stuck in the trampoline springs. Therefore, I'm sincerely sorry for this basketball player. This athlete understood the secret of happy life: to praise himself in any situation, even if it is a ridiculous loss. As they say, act in haste, repent at leisure. The biker who started earlier was immediately disqualified. The most devoted fans, regardless of the rules, decided to hug the winner. They were obviously punished for such an initiative. In the same case, the fan was encouraged for emotions and not only allowed to enter the court, but also dressed in a team uniform. This swimmer got a false start because he started a move before the official command, and as we can see, the athlete was terribly angry with himself. When you don't calculate the trajectory of your movement on the playing field, anything can happen. Maybe this girl should have paid more attention and time to buy a really high-quality pole for jumping because it looks like a fake. The girls mostly look impressive and attractive in the ring. When their battle takes place in underwater conditions, then it is simply impossible to take your eyes off of such a show. There's no need to comment on anything here. All the pain from the experience is shown on the poor man's face. When you wanted to show off, it turned out to be as usual. All sorts of curious situations often occur on the tennis court, and I must admit, this guy was incredibly lucky that his opponent turned out to be a good person and extended a helping hand. It's nice to watch when athletes are so happy about their achievements, and if they also have such a great figure, then it's doubly pleasant. During the cycling race, the athlete lost control and hit her face directly on the road surface. It's good that she was protected by a helmet at such a painful moment. The two opponents were too busy with their fight. As soon as one of them decided to attack the second, the situation turned out to be completely different. They occasionally attacked the referee. The cameraman continued filming as if nothing had happened. Apparently, this is not the first time this has happened. And was already preparing to make an enchanting pole vault when she suddenly changed her mind and decided to roll around on the trampoline. He was just ashamed to get up after such a disgrace. It's better to count it as a knockout. The trick was supposed to be very spectacular, but her attempt to stop before the fall was even more spectacular. Never judge a person only by appearance, because a strong, muscular body can hide a fragile, vulnerable, and very romantic nature. And they say beautiful girls can't be found on the road. The current situation could easily end in an open conflict. However, it's great that the guys have a sense of humor and everything managed to be transformed into a joke. And this is the case when you are so confident in your irresistibility and strength that you are ready to push your opponent to the last. Tell her already that you need to overcome the bar from above and not from below. A series of simply incredible jumps was performed by a very young athlete, and even a slightly unsuccessful finish does not spoil the impression of her performance. Do you agree? It is rare to see such interaction and a kind attitude towards each other immediately after a fight in the ring. And another player even came to help him, of course because he still wants to win. The man has a good reaction, and he is afraid for his balls. This is not the kind of sport where you need to hold on to the last. In any situation, it is necessary to remain human and never turn away if someone needs help. It feels like she changed her mind at the very last moment. The tennis player on the court clearly knows how to attract attention to herself. That's why she decided to pretend to be another athlete with big shapes. Out of desperation, one of the players right on the court decided to show his butt to the opponent. But who would have thought that such a ridiculous strategy would work so well? Apparently, the victory blinded the eyes of this guy so much that he completely forgot about all the rules of hygiene and decent behavior.
There's going to be some party tonight for Jack Miller and co, that's for sure.
Athletics is a wonderful sport that clearly demonstrates the excellent physical fitness of athletes and, at the same time, seductive shapes. It looks like this rider's assistant is working for his competitors. At first glance, we may see an inseparable couple, but if we bring it a little closer, it becomes clear the water is given to cyclists in such a way. They say that you can find out everything about a person through their eyes. The look of this athlete is so confident that even before the start of the fights, it becomes clear who will take the main belt. There are two options. Either the man did not notice the girl's outstretched hand, or the superiority complex caused such childish behavior. 21. No one was ready for this. The athlete has jumped above the maximum level. Well, what result should they record now? What a level of bravery! Despite the terrible pain, this lady was the first to step over the finish line and then fell down without having any power to stand. There is nothing perfect in life. After every little bit of luck, it is worth waiting for a setback. Yes, sometimes 1/1000th of a second not only divides life into before and after, but also determines the whole future. Sometimes basketball players manage to bypass not only the opponent, but also the laws of physics. Imagine that even from this position, this guy managed to throw the ball into the basket. Most men prefer football. In my opinion, women's athletics is a much more spectacular sport, and this girl has strong evidence of that. Athletes are beautiful. They are purposeful, emotional, and their body is always toned. What a great jump! It is believed that girls who are engaged in long jumps have the most attractive shapes. After all, jumping is a great workout for the gluteal muscles. Just look at this athlete. I think that athletes are the most beautiful women and not models. As for me, even just walking through a thing without falling is already a great achievement. Well, if you also need to perform gymnastic tricks, then it's generally difficult to imagine how to stay on your feet. And although the long jump turned out to be extremely unsuccessful for this beautiful girl, the audience admired her gorgeous form. I wonder if she is often so lucky with a tennis ball. Judging by the reaction of the girl, this is not the first time this has happened to her. Looking at the current situation on the field during a football match, you realize that you would never like to be in the place of that poor guy in a white uniform. And here is another obviously injured football player, yet she's very happy. Apparently, it was not for nothing that she had to suffer pain in her butt. This is what a real surprise looks like. The girl even lost the power of speech after the blow and quickly left without finishing her interview. Did these two guys have a duel on the field or a circus performance? Trying to stop the car on the road right during the race is incredibly stupid. After all, who wants to lose in a competition for the sake of a stranger's interests? As it turned out, there are still good and decent people in our world who are ready to lend a helping hand in a difficult situation. No comments here. Winners shall not be judged. This girl is very playful while adjusting her uniform and warming up. You might even think that she is somewhere in front of the pool and is going to rest. What should one do if the pole suddenly broke? That's right, you need to fall down as astonishingly as possible. He has just lost something truly important, so it's not worth going to the rink at all. They simply removed a competitor. Cute cats can decorate absolutely any sport. Do you agree? Undoubtedly, only physically strong and hardy guys can play American football, and all because getting injured in this sport is easier than ever. Well, this is already a top-level skill. While one player is sweating and thinking about how he can beat his opponent, the other is cooling off on a chair, methodically beating off blows. Probably the joy of your own achievement should look like this, but the expression on the face of this young lady at the moment of acceleration before the jump turned out to be even more memorable. And here is another successful jump by another athlete, and it looks no less impressive. The stars of basketball teams, fortunately, have a great sense of humor, and I'll tell you more, they really like to make fun of each other. What could be better than a great performance at competitions? That's right, only some crazy act of an athlete after his personal victory. When you want to practice in the fresh air, you should be extremely careful. Otherwise, you can get a good bump on your head. And these two girls did not find a common language right on the playground and started fighting with each other. At the same time, their coach found their conflict very entertaining. After winning a point, the girls from the volleyball team decided to have fun and celebrate everything that was happening with an exclusive victory dance. The weightlifter won the competition at the Olympic Games in Beijing and dedicated the victory to his late wife. You will agree that it touches the deepest part of your soul. While some people complain about life sitting on the couch in front of the TV, others do not lose hope and do their best to achieve their goals, even if it happens on the third attempt. Now it's clear why cyclists need helmets. Few people want to lose the hair on their heads, don't they? It seems that a soccer ball and goal are magnets that are strongly drawn to each other. Well, the goalkeeper can't be so incompetent. Football is also about love. In the very center of the field, surrounded by thousands of people, he makes her a proposal, and she does not hesitate for a second to agree to become his wife. Girls definitely know how to surprise. Instead of the long jump at the competition, the coach and the judges only saw a light run from the promising athlete. It seems that this boy came to cheer for another team. Otherwise, why didn't he want to give the ball to a football player until the last moment? The striker is determined to score this ball in the goal. He definitely won't let anyone get in the way. Just look at the somersault he did when the goalkeeper blocked the way to the goal. This is definitely the most enchanting goal I've seen in my life. It seems that soon a sanguine and phlegmatic person will enter the same ring. One doesn't care about everything, and the other is completely delighted by everything that surrounds him. There is nothing scarier for an athlete than disqualification. The girl was shown a red card even before she took a high start. We feel sad about here. Tennis players have no free time and they want to have a boyfriend, so they use the game for dating. At first glance, it seems there was an accident, but in fact, this guy makes an unexpected marriage proposal to his girlfriend. Simone Biles should be an example for all of us. This girl never gives up. If she makes a mistake and stumbles, she still brings the matter to an end. This goalkeeper made an unforgivable mistake. Yes, you're right, he really scored it into his own goal. The fan is so grateful to the football player for the excellent game that he even ran out onto the field to bow to his idol. In order for dreams to come true, you need to talk about them first. This girl was not afraid and got what she wanted so much. Even when resting, athletes keep their backs very straight. By looking at it, it's easy to differentiate them from ordinary sofa people like you and me. In the big sports, injuries are inevitable. They take place in a matter of seconds, but the body has to recover for months and sometimes even years. For many athletes, injury means the end of their sports career. If you earlier considered the girls to be the weaker sex, then after that, you will definitely change your mind. She lifts 77 kilograms with one hand. One single rule is enough to understand your type of person. Either you respect other people, like this athlete, or you go over their heads without looking down. While continuing the topic of humanity, I want to show you an incredible case on the racetrack at the end of our selection. In this case, the opponent helped his competitor in a truly hopeless situation. Having reached the cherished level, the athlete felt a special strength in herself and did not hide it. There is a feeling that the ball lives its own life. At the same time, the players have their own lives. Therefore, the ball rolls slowly but surely into the goal without much effort, while the girls just fall. But in this case, the opposite is true. No matter how sophisticated the players were, the ball ricocheted off the goal. Table tennis is not such a safe sport, especially if you play 2 versus 2. The organizers of these motorcycle races have clearly overdone it. Not a single participant was even able to overcome the first obstacle. I used to think that it was unrealistic to score an own goal, but now I see that it is quite possible. The fall of one rider suddenly affected the second, and they were both forced to withdraw from the race. Years of hard and arduous training had led her to this very moment. The athlete does not hide emotions, and there is no need to do that. She did it all right. And here's the difference between women's sports and men's sports. Girls know how to rejoice and are not at all ashamed of the victorious euphoria. How do you like this victory dance? And this girl with a clear desire to win almost undressed her opponent right in the ring. It seems that this skier has some issues with the vestibular apparatus. Having lost his balance, the athlete flew into the face of the operator at the highest speed. When people in the gym start inventing a bicycle and a new machine, then such unpleasant situations happen. I think the weak link between this couple can be easily seen against the background of a strong athlete. Is it me, or did the second runner accidentally discover a portal to a parallel universe? You should not be distracted by the stands with the fans during the race. Otherwise, you can run in the wrong direction. And as a result, you will be the last with a huge time difference. Only a girl can just change her mind about jumping at the most unexpected moment and not regret it a bit later. The athlete almost knocked down the crossbar, but everything went well and this attempt was successful. She was so happy that she rolled away far beyond the mat. Even though it was a failure, it's okay. Next time, the athlete will succeed. Sometimes you have to go for the desired result all your life.